Hello everyone, it's been a little while since I've done a video. I'll talk a little bit about that at the end, but first I want to share with you one of the most popular verses about time, which is "For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven," from Ecclesiastes 3:1. Today I want to talk to you about one of the most popular timepieces that has ever been produced. Stick around. So if you go to Google and you type in iconic, you get a definition return that says iconic means widely recognized, established, or characteristic of a specific symbol, era, or figure. I would propose to you that the watch that I'm going to talk to you about today is one of the most iconic timepieces that has ever been made. While Ecclesiastes 3:1 may be the most popular Bible verse about time, probably the most popular timepiece to keep time with is a Casio F-91W. It is said to be popular and so famous because it is a perfect blend of extreme affordability, bulletproof reliability, and iconic retro design. It typically retails for around 20 bucks. There's a affiliate link down in the description below that will point you to Amazon where you can pick it up, typically right at that $20 range, like 1996, 1997. So it's really affordable. And it packs a 7-year battery, has a stopwatch, it has a daily alarm that you can set. It's also a chronograph. And let me pull mine here and I will show you, and I'll also put some photos up. It has the chronograph alarm. You can do 12, 24-hour time. As you can see from the photo here, it gives you the day, the date, as well as the time. And then you can also change around to your chronograph and your alarm. You may have noticed on there, it also said water resistant. Now by Casio's own website, it's good just for splashes, not to take a shower in. It's not water resistant to any particular depth or meters. It's just okay for light splashes, or maybe if you get caught out in the rain, something of that nature. But it is not made to be water resistant in terms of like the G-Shock or other water resistant watches. This particular watch is, I found mine, and the reason I got it is because of the price. Found mine for $7 at a local Walmart. So you can check there, but you know, again, if you buy from the affiliate link, it's only typically around 20 bucks, and it helps me out, and you don't have to make a trip to Walmart, which can be painful at best. The watch comes packaged in a nice little blue box. Again, you know, here's a photo of that. And I'm going to show you how it fits on my wrist. Now, my wrist, to be honest with you, is on the larger side. I always thought that I just had maybe an average size wrist, but that is absolutely not the case. I put a tape measure around it, and depending on how much, I guess, water I've retained or what time of day, my wrist is right around 8 inches around, which is going to be somewhere around 20.32 centimeters. It can be a little more, just a little less, depending on the day or time of day. And as you can see, this watch hits at just the third hole, which is barely enough, as you can see, to fit the keeper back around the band so it's not flopping around. Watch is super lightweight. I have had zero issues with it with timekeeping. It says plus or minus 30 seconds per month, but I have found it to be much more accurate than that. I suppose maybe as the battery life wears on, then that might be an issue. But friends, for 20 bucks, what more can you want? You get a durable day-to-day watch that's going to last you, by the manufacturer, 7 years. You get a stopwatch if you need it. You've got a daily alarm. You don't have to worry about it working or not working. I mean, it just works. And it's super lightweight. It is, you don't even really realize that it is on, and it's super thin. It's gonna work really well on a smaller wrist because it is a small watch. But for the price, for what it is, you cannot beat it. And maybe that's why, and here are the numbers that will back up why I say it is maybe the most iconic timepiece. It was first released in 1989. It has sold over 100 million units. It is the most produced watch in history as far as a regular timepiece. And it continues to sell approximately 3 million watches annually. Friend, if that is not an iconic timepiece, I'm not sure what is. I would recommend 100% going and buying one today. Drop down there, click the link, and buy it. It helps you out, gets you a nice, neat, iconic timepiece, and it helps me out as well. So now let's move on to a couple of other things. If you care to stick around and watch, I would appreciate it very much. I'm going to put a link here to where you can give to our missions if you would like. Renewed Ministries, we have a channel for that here on YouTube, a website, which I'll put on the screen here, and then there's a link down below. And we are a registered nonprofit 501c3. We also are classified as a public charity, which means you can deduct more of your annual income. If anyone would care to give that much, that does that. But, I'm not looking for any particular big individual donation, but if we could get some people that would just give regularly, monthly, even small amounts would be a great help. And the reason being, what we've done over the years is we have went to Pakistan twice, done a leadership conference in Togo, taught at a university in Lusaka, Zambia, and we continue to try to find places where we can educate, equip, and empower people to serve the kingdom of God in their local context. So what we would like, if we can find people that will help, that will donate, then by all means, please go check out the website. You can find out a little bit about what we're about. So now let me just share a little bit of personal information with you. I know it's been a little while since I've done a video. Life just happens sometimes, unfortunately. And I tend to get busier than what I want at times because I like to be engaged and involved. And I do want to help, particularly friends in ministry when I can. So I stay pretty busy. I pastor a local church, and I'm elected onto one state board, appointed onto another, also on an advisory committee for an outside ministry, as well as on a board of directors for another outside ministry. So things can get a little busy. Then we had our denominational camp meeting for our state. We're getting ready to go to our General Assembly, which we do every 2 years for governance of our denomination. And as an ordained bishop, I feel it is important to fulfill my obligation to take part in these things, and then also to help friends. So life has kind of happened. Throw into that, the trip to Togo back in February, end of February, 1st of March. Then we ended up losing some family, and church has been pretty busy. We've had some things going at church that has kept me busy for a few days here and there, outside of the normal care and attention that you have to give as a pastor. So life has just kind of happened, and nothing in particularly bad or unexpected or anything like that. It always hurts to lose family, but it wasn't unexpected, and to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord, so there's comfort in that. But life has just happened, and we've not been able to do a video for some time. So if you've watched this far, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching another watch review. Thank you for listening about Renewed Ministries. Again, here's the website for that. If you want to know about some of the other things that I do, I'm going to put some website information up here for you. I'm on the advisory committee for Global Go 2027, specifically designed to be able to equip people to reach into Muslim nations. We'll be doing that conference in Cleveland, Tennessee in March of 2027. So I'm also on the board of directors for another ministry, Go Ministries. It's actually one of our evangelists within the Church of God. But he goes out and does a lot of work in communities, evangelism, teaching personal evangelism, training churches, training leaders, training lay people. Does a phenomenal job, and he's got a website. I'll put that up here. One of the things also is sometimes you just struggle with ideas. I'm not sure what people want. I'm trying to find footing on what would work good on the channel. I do watches. I've done the Citizen Perpetual Calendar, Atomic Timekeeping, Citizen PCAT. I've done a review on it, done a review on the G-Shock, of course today on this Casio F-91W. I've got a Watch Ultra 3 that I could do a review on. I've got a Wittnauer, which is a little bit older watch from the 90s. Same thing with a Swiss Legend. I've got a Swiss Legend watch that was probably early 2000s that I can do a review on. I've got a ton of pins. I've done a review on Cross Century 2. I think I've done my Pilot Custom 74. I've got a ton of pins though. I've got Visconti, I've got a Mont Blanc, I've got ballpoints, I've got mostly fountain pens. So I've got a lot of those I can do reviews on. Coffee, love coffee. I've done a short on that, not done an actual review, but if there's something in particular you'd like to see, drop something down below to let me know. I could also do book reviews, or I could do things a little more academic in nature if someone is interested in academic things, but typically I reserve that for Renewed Ministries, and you can check out my YouTube page here for that, or the website. I'll put the links here. But again, thanks for sticking around. Apologize that it's been such a long delay in getting another video, but just lack of ideas, life happening, and then keeping a rather busy schedule and ministry life can tend to interfere with just taking time for hobbies, and that's really what this is a hobby, and to kind of give people a little insight. But again, check the description below. You'll have a link, affiliate link, to be able to pick up one of these watches, 20 bucks. It's hard to beat. And links to other websites will be in there as well. And I'm also trying to get an Amazon storefront. I'm very unfamiliar with that. I'll try to link it below, and maybe there'll be some lists there where you can shop for some things that would be of interest to you that would also help me. But I pray everyone has a blessed day. And remember, you may feel like it's not your season, but seasons change. For everything, there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. There's a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. There's a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, and a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to seek, and a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away. There's a time to tear, and a time to sow, a time to keep silent, a time to speak, a time to love, and a time to hate, a time for war, and a time for peace. Friend, I pray that you are finding that time for peace, that time for love, that time to mend things, that time to gather things up, that time to embrace. I pray that you find that perfect season to just enjoy the presence of the Lord and to enjoy life. I pray everyone has a blessed day. Thanks for watching.